think we'll just pass on the theme music this week. Is that H Lock or
HC Lock?
yeah? Is he? They're both former ECW guys, right? Hopefully, I can find them on the network. I got six. We got 6 days until the network goes bye bye.
Yeah. Yeah. Ready?
Sure.
Okay, go.
What's up, everybody?
What's up, guys? HPW here. Scott, Collector Dad, Matt, no nickname yet. Mahomes, I don't know. Weekly show, AEW versus NXT. My brother Matt, go ahead, man. What's going on? Let's talk about AEW first, bro.
What?
AEW? How about that?
Yeah, well, we can start with, NXT. Both shows really had some high points, some pretty interesting situations that happened.
Yeah.
But I'm an NXT homer, so I really like NXT a lot, but it doesn't matter who we start with.
You have something going on your hold on.
I'm what? An NXT
hold on.
So I really like NXT a lot, but it doesn't matter.
There we go. All right, so AEW. God damn it.
I love the fact that Darby Allin retained his championship.
Yes.
Scorpio Sky gave him all he can handle, though. I feel.
Yeah, I think so. I'm glad they kept it on it. Darby, I don't know if I think it's too soon. Eventually, you're gonna take it off Darby Allin. I don't know how you're gonna do that. What they'll probably do, like typical wrestling fashion, they'll probably have a feud between him and Sting for some stupid reason. Hey, I'd hate to see that.
Sting will be the TNT champion.
Yeah, I'd hate to see that, but it's coming. I have a feeling.
The women's match was okay.
Right.
Matt Jackson led off the show against Ray Phoenix, right? So.
Right, Matt Jackson, Ray Phoenix. Ray, man, I'm telling you about Ray Phoenix is a hell of a performer.
Well, that whole little clique they got with the Triangle of Terror or whatever
Yes.
That's a pretty cool little. Him, Penta, and Pac.
Yes, and I love to see. Isn't it Penta? Doesn't he do broadcasting? Well, who was that was behind the broadcasting thing?
That was it, Penta?
The one that challenged Cody Rhodes at the end.
I think it was.
Yeah. So let's start with Jon Moxley, Eddie Kingston. That was a that was a pretty cool little gig there with little fireplace. Eddie saying that look, he told Omega to look, this is a real fire, and he put his hand in it and drinking some whiskey shots and.
Well,
I don't know.
I think AEW understands how horribly they messed up.
Yeah.
And that exploding barbed wire death match was absolutely horrendous. That was probably the worst match I've seen all year.
Yes, and the memes that came out of that, the memes. The one of my favorite was on TikTok where some dude has a toy ring in the middle of he's filming it and he's lighting sparklers, and they click to the Martian from Bugs Bunny and he goes, "I thought there was supposed to be an explosion," and I immediately thought about your son. I don't even know a Samantha. It was funny. I thought it was the dumbest thing I ever watched. My wife, who hates wrestling, she stayed up to see the end of this match that ended up being an embarrassment, in my opinion, to AEW.
Quite honestly, that whole pay-per-view was an embarrassment to what they built, because I don't know, and I'm not the WWE pay-per-views that are horrible were much better than this. And it's just not. This I feel should have been able. You could have put that. That could have been a weekly show.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, that's how bad it was. It was one of those things where the whole ring deal, where Scorpio Sky actually had to hold on to a brass ring.
At one part in that match, I looked up and I thought to myself, that looks like
you went all froze, dude.
You there? I don't know. You there? I see you. Internet.
You keep freezing up.
I don't know. My internet says I'm unstable. I don't know what to go with it. I don't have nothing else. The gold ring at the top of that on the top. Can you hear me, Matt?
Yeah, I had some apps running.
The gold
Might
ring.
Be my internet.
It reminded me.
Yeah, the brass ring.
It reminded me of one of those balloons from the when you have a 50th anniversary. It reminded me of a Marlar balloon. I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Well, you know that was a slam against WWE, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Reach for that brass ring, or the imaginary brass ring.
You know, yeah. I believe the Eddie Kingston Moxley interview was a slap towards the other programs. You know, Eddie Kingston. Oh, I was so full of anxiety. Blah 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 blah. No, you weren't. I have a feel. There's no way. There's no way. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think there was any intentions to make some big ass explosion. They hyped it up so bad. I just feel they knew what they're doing. And it made them look dumb.
We'll get more into that later, because they talk about that later on in the program.
Kenny and them?
Yeah, Kenny.
Yeah.
That segment was pretty good. That's probably my second favorite segment of the show.
Right. So Scorpio Sky cashed in to win. In fact, the Revolution ladder match, that was not a bad match. That Scorpio Sky Darby Allin match. Both guys, I gained a lot of respect for Scorpio Sky in that match. I was talking to you on the phone. I thought it was going to be garbage. I didn't think he deserved a shot. I didn't think anything was going to happen cool with that. He's not a bad guy. He's not a bad wrestler. He could. But
I can see Scorpio winning the TNT Championship somewhere on down the line. I don't think to me, the TNT Championship is going to be like the Intercontinental Championship.
Okay, that was my question to you. Do you think that's what they're going to go for, to make the TNT Championship the Intercontinental Championship?
Yeah.
They should. Ethan Page debuted in his first Dynamite match. He did okay.
That's EC3, right?
Yes, he did okay.
Never been a fan of him. I didn't like him when he was in TNA. Ethan Carter III. He was Dixie Carter's nephew or whatever.
I thought that was absolutely dumb. I didn't like that either. But he didn't. It wasn't a bad match.
Kid's jacked. The kid's absolutely rich.
Yeah. But yeah, that was
can't wrestle though.
no. I don't think he's good on the mic either. But so I guess that then they had that Matt Hardy and Adam Page. That's going to continue on. I'm not a fan of that segment. I'm not a fan of Matt Hardy. Of anything he does. Elite.
Well, when he was Broken Matt in TNA,
Yeah.
that was the good Matt Hardy. That was the fun one. But
Right.
this whatever he's doing now is, I don't know, not a fan of it. He's just I don't know. He's just not. It's not over anymore. He had his 15 minutes,
Right.
and it's just not working anymore.
No, not at all. So, which leads us to the several. You said there was some huge pops. So, guys, it's gonna be a short show. I have a feeling, but because there's not really much happening. So, what were your huge pops of that show, Matt?
Well, the two things that really stood out to me was the Christian Cage when he came out and after the whole Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers basically embarrassed or tried to embarrass Eddie Kingston. The whole that was kind of an interesting time. I mean, Christian came out at the end and did his whole. I'm not. I have mixed feelings about Christian coming over to AEW. I don't know if AEW said that they want to push the younger generation, but every time you turn around, they're bringing in someone else.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't like Paul White. I don't know if he's gonna wrestle. Christian's there now. Guys that were working in the mid to late '90s, early 2000s are now coming to AEW. It's like I don't understand. They want a youth movement, but they're not. And hey, listen, I'm not knocking AEW for doing that. It's just I don't know if I would have went that route.
Right.
I hope Christian's. I hope Christian's able to stay healthy and be productive.
I think Christian would be a better fit for like going against Darby Allin. In my opinion, I think he's that more of a wrestler like that. I think he's that. I would put him into that category. Sorry if I offend anybody, but I don't think this is the moment to put him in with the Omegas and Moxleys. An older guy like that should be helping out the younger dudes, which are like a Darby Allin, like a Scorpio Sky, all that stuff. I agree. I don't think he needs to be pushed right away into that position, that part. He's older, dude. He looks good. Don't get me wrong. He looks like he's in shape, but not the moment. That was a good segment. I thought Kenny Omega. I'm not a fan of Don Callis. I'm not a fan of. I mean, I'm wearing the Good Brothers shirt, so obviously I'm a fan of them. But Kenny Omega. I mean, it's okay. That segment's okay. It's annoying at times.
He's the heel. He's definitely a heel. He's there to make you mad. He's there to piss off the fans.
And he does a great job. I mean, he's just like a Roman Reigns on SmackDown. I mean, wonderful heel. Great guy. Great. I mean, he was when it was with Heyman and him, and with all that feuding going back. It was stale. His character made that character he made. He came back as the old Kenny Omega, like you were saying, with his back in the day. I thought it was funny that they were making fun of Kingston. But I'm
laying on top of him in '69.
Right, but I'm telling you, I don't know if I'd be wanting to meet Kingston in the back alleyway. bro.
Eddie Kingston.
He'll mess
Eddie
you up.
Kingston's one of those guys.
Yeah.
Eddie's one of those guys that whoop your ass
He'd mess
then
you up in a heartbeat, bro. And that it would
you
not
know
be
whoop
fun.
your ass and then
Yeah.
he'll
Feed it
pick
to
you
his
up
mom.
and smack you on the ass and be like, here you go.
But Christian coming out and I don't know.
And I'm glad that they didn't give him the mic right there. That they just kind of had that moment of, and he almost got what was that called? The kill switch.
Yeah.
He almost got kill switch. That was kind of a.
Then Omega almost got the unprettier. That would have been cool. But that would have been like everybody else. That'd have been like if they would have pulled that off, that would have been like, yeah, expected.
Yeah.
But before we go on to your second huge pop, I wanted to get your thoughts. I guess I stepped away when they did Tony Schiavone? No, the announcer.
Yes, Shivani and Jim Ross.
Yeah, Schiavone. He gets on the mic. He goes, and it's Sting. Anyways, I know Sting was talking, and then Jake the Snake Roberts, needs to get in shape or something, or stop wearing snake pants or something. But out comes Lance Archer. Did you see that segment? I walked away. But now
I missed that. Quite honestly, I was skipping through different stuff this week. If there was a segment that I didn't think I'd like, I kind of went past it.
So I guess I don't know if they're setting up for Sting to have a feud with Lance Archer, and then in the feud.
It makes no sense.
No.
Makes no sense.
I don't get it. I don't know.
Lance Archer, look at how big the dude is. He's
right.
Massive. What are you hoping to accomplish by beating up a 50-year-old man?
Right. Well, that's the thing. That brings me to the point where I was talking to Chili Willie on one of our interviews with him, and I think C.W. Anderson, who will be up in a couple of weeks, he'll mention the same thing. How in the world are you gonna kick out of a boot to the face after you had 55 boots to the face? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I think pro wrestling, it's unbelievable, which makes people not even want to even pay attention because it's so unreal. So now you're going to put this 62-year-old man, because I think that's how old Sting is, 62 or 59 or whatever. You're going to put him that just had neck surgery or back surgery, and you're going to put him in there, this jacked up animal, and you're going to think he's going to survive? Oh.
Well, yeah, like perfect example. Back in the day when we had our classic wrestling, okay, you had no one kicked out of the Hogan boot drop or the leg drop. Just doesn't happen.
Right.
Which was that's something that happens on a nightly basis now, and everyone there's no cover afterwards. No one, like the super kick used to be the knockout punch by Shawn Michaels.
Right.
Now everyone does it, but no one ever knocks anyone out with it. The DDT with the Jake the Snake hit, that used to be the absolute end all, but everyone kicks out of it now. What's the point of having a finishing move when everyone can kick out of everything?
Right. So now you're going to throw this big dude against this old guy.
Yeah. So let's have Lance Archer just absolutely murder Sting. What does that accomplish? To me, Lance Archer can Lance Archer can go out there and kick him in the face once, drop him, and win. That does nothing for Lance Archer.
Yep, and that ruins everything they did with the build up with Sting.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just wanted your thoughts on that. I wanted your thoughts on
There's two matches Sting needs to have, I think. I think Sting needs to have a match with Darby. That's the big payoff, I think, in that one.
Yeah.
But I think he also needs to have a match with Cody.
Yeah, those are two. Yeah,
those are the two matches that need to happen.
right.
Not right away. You need to build into it.
Right. Yeah, but I don't see you put against Lance Archer. That's pointless in my opinion. So I know you're chomping at the bit. So
Now the Inner Circle.
yeah, the inner joke.
that I saw coming a mile away. That was the thing that happened that I was waiting for. I didn't know it was going to be Dax, and I didn't think it was going to be. I didn't know it was going to be FTR. I thought maybe it'd be a different tag team that he'd bring in separately, like out of nowhere. Sean Spears, that was a little weird, and then you have Wardlow. Now they're already calling them. I don't know if you saw what they named their faction. It's called the New Horsemen.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I think that's kind of cool, doing a homage to the Four Horsemen from back in the WCW days.
But I think if you're going to do that, go ahead.
Well, they have the mouth. They have the mouth because, let's see, Ric Flair was the mouth of the Four Horsemen, and I'm not saying MJF is nowhere near the talent that Ric Flair was. Nowhere near.
Right.
He couldn't lace up Ric Flair's boots.
Right.
Now, let alone then. But that's the perfect person if you're going to start a new Horseman, because he's the same arrogant, full of himself. The only other person that in all of wrestling that I would have put in the leader role there from any promotion would have been AJ Styles. I think AJ would have been the perfect leader of a Four Horseman kind of gig.
Right.
Well,
what about these slots? I think there's two. Cody Rhodes. Let me finish here before you say, oh no. I think Cody Rhodes, Christian Cage, and maybe get a tag team. I'm not sure if I would have went with FTR, but a tag team. FTR's okay, but you could have.
FTR is identical to, like, you look at FTR, I see Ole and Arn Anderson.
Right, yeah. So you have Arn Anderson, manager of Cody Rhodes. Why wouldn't you have gotten Cody Rhodes involved? It's a safe spot for him.
Well, I don't think Cody wants to be a heel right now. I think he just wants to be that guy like his dad was. I think he wants to be just like his dad in the aspect of he books the show, he puts himself in quality matches and gets guys over.
Right.
And just wants to be away from the spotlight a little bit.
I agree.
But yeah, I think MJF as the Ric Flair it was the only way to go in that situation.
Right. But I did
Sean Spears doesn't make sense to me, but
right.
Because you had the original one was Rick, Arn, Ole, and Tully.
Right.
Arn and Tully were the brainbusters, and then you had Ole, or was it Arn and Ole? And it doesn't matter. Like it's but I mean, I get Wardlow because Wardlow's the enforcer, kind of. So he's kind of what Arn was.
Right.
So
I thought, first I'm shocked that Caveira or whatever his name is came back. First of all.
Guevara, yeah, Sammy Guevara.
I thought he'd be like, I don't know what he'd be doing, but anyways, but that was probably one of the biggest pops that was the biggest pop of the night. And I wasn't sure that I seen the whole thing coming. You had to see MJF and Jericho splitting ways. That was not going to last very long. Thank God. I don't know who's more annoying, him or MJF. But I think MJF without Jericho will be okay. I think But so that had to happen. But it was cool how they did it. Lights went out. The Four Horsemen, the new Four Horsemen, or whatever they want to call them, stand behind them, and then it was an all-out brawl. That was good. I thought it ended. The show ended well.
Kind of. Yeah, I mean that was one of the best spots of the week in wrestling, for sure. Um, NXT had a lot of had a lot of interesting storylines that happened there as well.
Yeah. The last thing I did read my notes. It's Pentagon that challenged Cody Rhodes.
Oh, Pentagon. Okay.
Yeah. So that's gonna be good.
NXT, they're going to be moving to Tuesday night, so we'll just have to, that's nice. Have an extra day to watch that instead of trying to cram it in and all in one day. But we got a new character. I shouldn't say character. We got a new superstar coming in to NXT next week. He's been around for the last couple weeks, just hanging out at the NXT. He's formerly known as Eli Drake over on AWA. And shout out to the people at AWA. They're no longer going to be just on YouTube. They signed a deal with Fight TV.
And AWA?
AWA, yeah.
AWA or NAWA?
NWA. That's what it is. NWA. Okay. The one that it's a studio show.
Yeah.
It went back to used to be on. It's called NWA Power. I think is what it's called. Okay. And they're going to Fight TV.
Eli Drake's coming to NXT.
What?
Eli
Drake.
Nice.
But he is not Eli Drake on NXT. He's LA Knight. Okay. And he makes his debut next week, and he is jacked. He's former NWA champion. He's great on the mic. If you get a chance, watch some of his promos. He was on TNA, NWA. But yeah, the NXT is starting to get some pretty solid guys. Pete Dunn had a match. Made that kid just absolutely tap out. Like, he wrecked him. And that was can't remember the kid's name, but it was a new.
He's the one that uses the joint manipulation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was good. That stuff hurt. I bet that would hurt.
That was. I mean, he had a really good match. But then this absolutely. They might as well just eliminate if you're going to make every show have their own tag team division, and every show have their own women's tag team division. It kind of, I mean, I'd almost rather see them have one women's tag team division, and because you don't have enough tag teams in NXT to justify having a women's tag team division. But yet here we are. And Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez were the inaugural tag team or NXT tag team women's champions.
That's that Dusty Rhodes tournament, right?
Yeah, it was. That's the only thing I don't understand it. I just don't get it. But.
And you could see this coming a mile away too, with Shotzi Black and Blackheart and Ember Moon challenging that. You knew when they made that match last night or Wednesday night that Shotzi Blackheart was going to be they were going to become champions. If you didn't see that coming,
that was the definite. You knew that was coming.
I mean,
because just because NXT. They'll do like a double swerve, like, oh no, they just got the championships tonight. They're not gonna. Here we come.
Yeah.
Io Shirai had a hell of a match with Toni Storm.
Yeah.
Made her tap out. She retained. That was a really good match. Made Io look really strong, I think.
Right, that was good.
Um,
Yeah.
Tony's no slouch. She's really good. She's good on the mic.
Yeah.
She could be a champion, but the rest of, I mean, that women's division is amazing.
They are great. They're probably one of the best out there. Well, yeah, they are. They blow AEW's women's division out of the water. They can't.
AEW has maybe 2 or 3 talent.
I don't know. I'd rather see the
AEW,
NXT women's division over Raw's division and over SmackDown's division. I mean, Oh My Hole needs to leave the show. But yeah.
but yeah, I'm glad they let Shotzi and Ember have the tag team champions. Um, Even though I think having a women's tag team division in NXT is an absolute joke.
Yeah.
And you don't have enough women tag teams. I just don't understand it.
Right.
This is why I love NXT, because it's a shorter show. It's easier to watch than a 3-hour Raw,
Yep.
or a 3-hour SmackDown or whatever. These two shows, I think that's what makes their shows better. I think
Yep.
that's why NXT and AEW, between the 4 shows, I think they're the 2 best shows, and I'm glad we started just concentrating on them. I mean, where else? What other show is gonna main event 2 of the best young players in the game? I mean, Finn and Adam Cole.
Yeah.
The main
That
event.
was a huge spot. I would recommend anybody that's watching this show or watches any AEW NXT shows, watch this ending to this show. That
was the huge pop of the week.
The match in itself was, those guys are just phenomenal at what they do. Be it fake or not fake or whatever you want to call it. Those guys put on a heck of a show. Those guys, that match would have been epic to see live. They call it the big fight. You know, it had a big fight feel.
The big fight feel.
Oh yeah, it had a huge fight feel. You know,
that could honestly, that'd be a main event and a lot of pay-per-views.
Yeah, I loved it.
I'm glad they kept it on Finn.
Yeah.
I'm glad they did that.
How scared was Cole when he seen O'Reilly and the walking behind the guardrail?
Yeah, I love the fact that, because O'Reilly came out and just beat the living tar out of Cole at the end.
Yeah.
And then they go backstage and they're left Finn standing in the middle of the ring. Finn didn't even move. And then you hear him say, "Took you long enough." Or no, he said, "What took you so long?"
Yeah.
And then you turn back and it's Killer Cross. It's like, oh man, it's gonna be a showdown tonight. I have a feeling that they're gonna be sending Finn back to the show. I think he's gonna end up back in on the one of the main rosters.
And giving the NXT title to Killer Cross.
Yeah, I think it's time.
Well, yeah, I mean, because you still got Killer Cross, O'Reilly, and Cole back in NXT that could battle for that heavyweight title.
Yeah, I mean,
now who knows where Keith Lee is?
With LA Knight coming in, or Eli Drake, I think, and Pete Dunn could be a champion.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a lot of guys on that roster right now that could be a main event champion.
I think Finn Balor could do good back on one of the main rosters.
Yeah, I think he could come back and compete with, I wouldn't say Bobby Lashley, because he's just I think he could go blows with Roman. I mean,
yeah, they need to do
something. Wouldn't this be something? I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I'm gonna throw this out there. He comes back, challenge, and because he's been still doing this, right? He's still been doing the whole Bullet Club thing, and he's got friends in New Japan named Tama Tonga and Tongaloa. Now, They're the Gorillas of Destiny, the God. Now, what would happen if he's facing Roman at a major pay-per-view, say like next year's Royal Rumble or whatever? The lights go out, and standing behind Finn is Tama Tonga Loa. And by the way, those are the sons of one of the head shrinkers. Oh, look. They're the cousins of, how cool would that be?
That would be
to
cool.
See, they can screw over their cousin.
That would be cool. They need to do
that. Vince likes a good screw job, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I got this guy on our YouTube channel. He goes by Jeff Hardy. Yeah, right?
What now?
There's this guy that blew up our YouTube channel with a question. His name, it says Jeff Hardy as his YouTube name. Do you think Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker was the best match ever?
Me personally?
Yeah.
No. Absolutely not. Shawn Michaels Undertaker was okay.
Was that the one where Shawn Michaels came in on the zip line?
Well, there was two of them. They had career versus. They had the original one, where they were great matches. I wouldn't put them. No, they're not in the. No, absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
I don't think so. Shawn Michaels. No. Shawn Michaels Undertaker, great match, not the greatest of all time.
Right.
No.
So.
But thanks for the question. We're getting audience participation now.
Yeah, but
it
looks like I don't know if it's a bot or a spam or what. What's the likelihood?
Spam me, I don't care.
What's the likelihood of Jeff Hardy asking us a question? Jeff, please.
If it's Jeff Hardy, that's awesome.
Yeah, if it's you, man, I love it. But unfortunately, I don't think Jeff Hardy has the time for us.
So
two bros and a. So okay, I got a question, man. I am so maybe it's me. I think WWE, especially on Raw, is going overboard way too much with this Alexa Bliss, Randy Orton, Fiend thing. It's got to be done. It makes, in my opinion, it makes wrestling look stupid. Black crap coming out of Orton's mouth. Please, are you serious? How dumb? The satanic bullshit.
They've done that before.
But the satanic stuff is ridiculous. It's about I almost don't want to watch Raw because you're screwing up Randy Orton's character, in my opinion. That boy is a beast. He's a badass. He needs to go to AEW and kick some people's ass. You know what I'm saying? That's who needs to go to AEW.
Now here, okay. This must be a WWE thing, the whole black tar stuff, because they did it with Papa Shango back in like the early '90s. Go back and YouTube. Whoever's out, like if you're watching, if Jeff Hardy, whatever, is watching, and you like the YouTube stuff, go to type in on your YouTube search thing, Papa Shango Ultimate Warrior Black Tar. Or Black Oil or whatever. Papa Shango Ultimate Warrior. Papa Shango put a hex, because he's the voodoo master. He put a voodoo curse on Warrior, and in the middle of the ring, Warrior started like convulsing and having black stuff come out of his. Remember that?
Yep.
This is no different.
Jeff
It was
Hardy.
no different than what they did in 1994 or whatever that happened.
This guy who says he's Jeff Hardy says Randy and Raw, that's dummy.
What?
It's his response. Randy and Raw, that's dummy.
Now, okay, I'm gonna answer his question. What the best match? If you want to go WrestleMania, just solely WrestleMania, and all of, in my opinion, Randy Orton, Ricky Steamboat, WrestleMania 3, greatest match ever. It told the story. It was great technical, and it was just an all-around great match. And you ask a lot of people, they'll say the same thing. But yeah, that's the greatest match. My favorite match when I was little was Ultimate Warrior Hogan, WrestleMania 6. No, yeah, WrestleMania 6.
My favorite match was when Hogan came down at Bash at the Beach, I think it was, and leg dropped Macho Man Randy Savage and joined the NWO.
That. I mean, there's been
great
shoot moment.
That was an old shoot moment, in my opinion.
If
no, Lonnie, I meant yeah, you're right, Lonnie. I don't think I think I said he leg dropped Randy Savage. I don't think I said Orton, but I said Randy Savage. Less Lonnie out on so.
The match that if we're talking like around the match that I invite people, I don't know if you can find it on YouTube, but New Japan had a match a couple years ago. It was Kenny versus Chris Jericho, and it was a no holds barred kind of match. Those boys over in New Japan are insane with some of the stuff that they do. But yeah, I mean, there's depending on what you like. I mean, you might like HBK versus Taker. Me personally, it was a great match. Just not my all-time favorite. I don't think it's the best match ever. No.
Any other questions that's out on this out here? I see a couple people on YouTube.
If they comment below, if you're watching this later on, and you got a comment or a question that you want answered, shoot them down below. We'll answer them for you.
I'll give you my opinion. Question, Q&A. Leave those questions in the comments. We could, if there's enough of those, we could make a show on just Q&As or end the show with the Q&As.
I mean, but so we got is it Fastlane next weekend?
Fastlane is next weekend.
Yeah, next weekend is Fastlane. So that week we'll have but we've got 2 guests coming up and next week, right? Sunday and Monday.
Yeah, so we have Sunday, Monday, or Saturday, Sunday. I can't remember. Let me get my calendar. I'll let you know. 2 guests coming up. I'm pretty excited about the guests coming up in April.
I'm glad we didn't
or March.
Didn't get everyone excited about you know who.
So on the 21st, we got CW Anderson, ECW's own CW Anderson. A little bit of backstory: he was a trainer for Chili Willy, who we had on our show about a month ago. So we're gonna sit down with CW Anderson on the 21st, 1 p.m. Central Time, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, and then on the 22nd, a guy from back in the WCW, ECW, I think, Matt Knowles, which was HC Lock. He's on the 22nd at 1 p.m. as well. We got 2 big interviews, in my opinion, coming up. Both of them do things still on the indie circuit. So those ought to be some good stuff. So, do you know how to basic channel? Jeff Hardy, I don't know what you mean by that. I do have a basic Facebook channel, which I am live on right now too. So, But yeah, it's tell us what you guys want. If you guys don't want to watch or do review shows and just want to do Q&As, leave the questions. Give us some your thoughts. I mean, we don't know what our fans want or until they ask.
I'm game for watching an old school pay-per-view or whatever. If you guys want us have a specific match, I mean, we were gonna do that. Andrew and I were gonna do that, but we just haven't really started and actually sat down and had the time to just sit down and do it.
Maybe we could change it up. We could go away from weekly reviews and just do a pay-per-view, a weekly review of a pay-per-view.
I mean, we have access to everything WWE, so.
Guess what, bro? Guess what? Oh, this Jeff Hardy guy. He goes, bro, guess what? What?
What?
Gave you subscribe. Thanks, man. Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate that. Appreciate it.
What?
Appreciate your support.
What? You want a good match? Here's another match for these people that Jeff Hardy. If you're listening to me,
Jeff Hardy.
I
need proof, bro. I need proof that you're Jeff Hardy, man.
Look, I'm not trying to be a jerk or anything to him. If he wants to watch some good stuff, Stone Cold versus Brett.
Lonnie, he says, I like the reviews, but also doing a old school pay-per-view would be great too. So I don't have time to do two shows a week, so maybe we'll alternate it. I don't know. Maybe we'll do, because let's say this. I don't know. I don't know, man. We'll have to talk about it. But as shitty as the shows have been on a weekly basis, maybe we'll just stick to.
It'll almost be worth going back and saying, well, let's start in 1994 and review their shows.
And then we'll do yeah, and do we'll just
Monday Night Wars.
We'll do
Monday Night Wars that way.
We'll do pay-per-views, live pay-per-views. We Lex, Dead Mio.
You can go back and watch some AWA. I don't know. It don't matter to me. Wrestling's wrestling.
So maybe just sneak one and every now and maybe just sneak you talking about a pay-per-view every now and then? Old school pay-per-view, Lonnie? Jeff Hardy, We Lex, Dead Mio.
What?
Once a month, okay. Once a month, do a pay-per-view, an old school pay-per-view.
Once a month, old school pay-per-view.
That's an idea. Thanks for the ideas. Thanks for that. Jeff Hardy. And dude, I don't know if you're. I'm gonna guess that you're not Jeff Hardy because
I don't think Jeff Hardy would be coming on here and giving us any.
Jeff Hardy would not search out HPW. I don't know.
He might. I don't know.
I need proof, bro. I need proof.
Send me an autograph picture, please. Yeah, like I was saying, I'm game for anything that we want to throw together. Like I said, we have access to anything WWE.
Right. So look for our guests to come on. I don't think. Yeah, look for our guests to come on. Look for pay-per-view reviews. At him and his son do I think you guys are starting reviews, aren't you?
We do our Funko Pop opening still.
Is that coming to a close?
Yeah, that'll be coming to a close soon. We might get into some other stuff. It depends.
And that's at Sports Dad and Drew.
Yep.
On YouTube.
We might dive into doing a I don't know how we end up doing it, but We might dive into like because we have WWE 2K19. Might play a little bit of that, and maybe I don't know how to broadcast it onto YouTube, but maybe we'll figure that out, and we can because we put together shows. We have the universe mode, and we put together some pretty cool, in my opinion. I think we do better creating content than the WWE at this point, but that's neither here nor there.
Then you can catch me on my Twitch. I'm gonna be doing a collector corner where I open up wrestling merch and mystery boxes and selling Pokemon cards on as a break. So catch me out on Twitch. It's Collector Corner on Twitch, I believe. Yeah, just send us your comments. Send like, subscribe.
I think I might try whatever Xbox is streaming because I have an Xbox One, and I might just start streaming when we play that.
There you go.
And I mean, if you want to join and watch, that's cool. If not, you won't hear our commentary or anything, but you'll be able to see what matches we put together.
There you go. So, Jeff Hardy, did you just subscribe to the YouTube channel?
Cool, thanks, man.
If you didn't, what you doing? You need to subscribe, everybody. So we're gonna end this right now. So Matt needs a nickname. Matt and I are gonna do some pay-per-view reviews, old school, once a month. Yes, maybe once a month, if we can find some. And maybe one week we'll do a pay-per-view. Well, review pay-per-views. I don't know. We'll have to Matt and I have to talk and revamp somehow. So.
All right. Well.
All right. I guess. Who you representing on your shirt, bro?
The Rated R Superstar. No. And part of me wants me to see him beat Roman at Mania. I really hope he does.
I hope he does.
But
I don't think it's. I don't
know if that's best for business.
Yeah, right now people are tuning into SmackDown to see how big of a jerk Roman can be. Although I do think that character, I think it fits him really well. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
I like that character. I like what they're doing with it. That's probably the. I think you know me.
With that, we got Fastlane coming up. We got those two guys coming in to start.
You know me.
To bring in. I'll be able to talk to these guys this time, which I'm excited for. Paul Heyman guys. You know, I'm a Paul Heyman fan. There is one guy that I would love to get on our Zoom / or even a Skype meeting with Jim Cornette. In my opinion, I would be completely like starstruck because if you don't, I mean, I like listening to all sorts of people's opinions about professional wrestling. Jim Cornette's from like the old school, like the Crockett era, the Smoky Mountain Wrestling, that kind of stuff. So he's a traditionalist. He thinks AEW is absolute and utter garbage. But he's just a guy that I like listening to because he's been around the business for a good long while.
Right. All right.
So we'll see you guys next time. I don't have anything. I don't have any blazing guns this time. I don't have any goodbyes and good nights. Because I got to think of something else. Maybe have a theme song to walk into and walk out of next time. Have a catchphrase of my own. Or maybe I do a catchphrase from someone else. But And if you're not down with that, no, that doesn't work here.
What's Jeff Hardy says? Leave or not, I'm gonna work at 911 in New York. Huh?
What?
What?
Okay, so from now on, when Jeff Hardy comes on here, he's gonna be greeted with a what?
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 You
But
say
I
you're
love
a
you, buddy.
You say you're a wrestler. What? You say you're Jeff Hardy.
But if you're not down with the what, I got 2 words for you.
He put up too sweet.
Suck it.
All right.
But
peace.
But in all seriousness, I'm better than you. No.
You like pumpkin pie?
No. That's not PG.
That's not PG.
We're not in the PG era anymore.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. No,
that's showing it. That's a great promo. Now that we're
that is. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages.
Well, no, the promo with
Matt
when
No
The Rock
Name
came out. When The Rock came out and be like, to be the man. Woo! No, that's showing it. That's showing it.
Come on, man.
I am the best. There is the best. Nope, that ain't it either. Ooh, yeah. Nope, that's not it.
Woo!
That was a great promo of The Rock. It was The Rock. It was corporate rock.
Can I sing for Donald Trump? What a joke.
Jeff Hardy?
Yeah. Jeff.
You're a Trumper.
Nana, hey.
I'm not getting political here. That's not what we're about. But
all right, come on,
keep that off. Keep it off, or you're spamming us now, bro. You're trolling us.
I'm trolling.
Is that your boy from PCW? Is that your dude from PSB or PCW or whatever?
What? My boy.
PCW or whatever?
Piece of shit W? I don't know. Nah, Jeff, stop. You're killing me, Jeff.
All right, am I gonna have to go on here after this is over? And
yeah, you might. Yeah, you might. You might want to have to comment. Challenge them. You know what, Jeff?
Hey.
You're wrecking my show.
Jeff, this one's for you, and I will say the whole thing. I'm better than you, and you know it. So stop.
Goodbye. Goodbye.